Welcome to the VandyMania podcast, your source for Vanderbilt Commodores sports news and information. Now, here's your host, Don Yates.
Hello, Vanderbilt fans. This is Don Yates with VandyMania.com. We're starting up our podcast again. You know, we do them off and on every now and then. We got a big game against Kansas State on Saturday, so we thought we'd do a podcast. We got Nate Yates, Nate the Great, with us tonight. How you doing, Nate?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. We're ready for some knockdown, drag-out football on Saturday night. Any general thoughts on the game that just you wanted to share with other Vanderbilt fans?
Well, I think that one thing that we need to really be paying attention to is the way that Kansas State starts, because Kansas State has played two relatively soft games, sort of like we have, although I think the MTSU is of a higher caliber. But the important thing to look at is when you look at how they started against Central Arkansas versus how they started against Charlotte, right? We want the Central Arkansas effect. They came out, they gave some points to a much lower tier team, and they were kind of slow coming out of the gates. That's what we want. We want to force them into that, because if we can get a jump on them, then I think that we're set up for success.
Now, who are some of the players on offense for Kansas State that kind of caught your attention?
Ertz, their quarterback, obviously. He's, I believe, number 5 in the nation. He's definitely a dual threat. He's put up a good amount of passing yards this year, but he also is known for using his legs and exploiting gaps on the defense that way. And between him and the possibility of, I can't recall his name, they have a running back who's been out that I believe is listed as questionable now, who might have an impact if he comes back in. It's a little bit of a shake-up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Derek Mason was talking about their offense and defense, and he said they're just a smash mouth type offense and defense. They're going to hit you hard and ram the ball down your throat or lull you to the sleep and then knock you out. You know, so it's going to be tough.
I believe that he said that it's the same type of football that he wants our team to play.
I'm trying to see who this running back you're talking about is, because he wasn't listed on the injuries and suspensions.
He's listed on the two deep, and he's listed on Don Best as being questionable for the upcoming game.
Really? How in the world did I miss that? I think they got some issues on the offensive line, though. One of their offensive tackles is questionable for the game, and their center that started the bowl win over Texas A&M last year, he's out for the season, and that just happened before the season started. So
yeah,
they
according to some Kansas State fans that I've spoken to, it's a issue with recurring concussions, sort of like the problems that Pat Robnett had when he moved on. And I'm under the impression it's more of he's decided to leave football as opposed to just being out for the season, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like some Vanderbilt luck they're having there, unfortunately for them. But looking at the Wildcat defense, what are your thoughts on the defense?
One advantage that I think will go to Vanderbilt is in wide receiver size versus cornerback size, right? I believe their tallest cornerback, at least on the two deep, is only 5'9", and we only have one wide receiver on our two deep that's 5'9", Trey Ellis. But the rest of our guys are like 6'1", 6'2", and so we should have a definite advantage in terms of the ability to just stretch out and hit the ball.
Okay, looking at some of the stats for Vanderbilt and Kansas State, the stats comparison, Kansas State ranks 39th nationally in rushing offense. Vanderbilt, just kind of surprising, ranks just 98th. Now, that looks like a big disparity, but I think when the game gets going, Vanderbilt's got a lot of things they haven't shown yet in the first two games. They haven't used a lot of plays, and And you're going to see some things I'm not going to say, but there's some things that we're going to see that I have known are coming, but we haven't seen yet. You'll see them on Saturday.
I mean, even aside from the things that you might know are coming, but they haven't seen yet, there's things from last year that we implemented a lot that we haven't been utilizing so far this year. And I think it's just to avoid tape on specific players. Like last year, we ran all these sweeps with Sims, right? And then that helps kind of spread the defensive line and kind of open up some gaps, some running gaps. But then we also saw last year Tennyson come in, and we started running a few of those jet sweeps. Not too many, but just a few, and it was kind of clear that the idea was that he was going to like slip into that Sims role. And we haven't really seen him playing much, and that might have to do a little bit with the preseason issues. But Mason said that they're all back in good standing and everything. So what I think it is more so is that he doesn't want anybody to get tape on the speed and the kind of style of running that's going to come from Tennyson until he needs it.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see more of that. And another thing, like with the run game, it's hard to really assess the run game based off of the first two games, because what happened with each of those opponents is they just completely sold out to stop the run. Now, I don't think Kansas State is going to do that, and I think that's going to put them in a predicament that will work in Vandy's favor.
What have you heard about Ralph Webb? Is he still hurt, or is he going to play? Or I haven't heard anything. I've been doing all these videos and stories, and I'm kind of like, well, what's the status of Ralph Webb?
I haven't heard anything outside of I know that on the 2 deep that goes out, he's still listed, and then after the Alabama A&M game, Mason said in the press conference that we had no real injuries and that he was, everybody was fine, and that Webb and I think there were 2 other people who had minor injuries. Lewis was one. Anyways, all of them are fine, and that they're going to be back. So I think that what it was maybe that like somebody tweaked something or got a cramp or like slightly aggravated an injury, and they just decided to keep him out because it wasn't really necessary to keep him in. But
yeah, I saw him after the game. I was walking right behind him, and he seemed to be walking normally and didn't have any problems. So, but he was really walking slowly. But most of the players were after the game. They're walking pretty slow out to the field. But
yeah.
Okay, passing offense. Vanderbilt is ranked 46, and Vandy is ranked 45th, and Kansas State's 46th. So pretty even there.
Neck and neck. I think I'm actually pretty positive that if you look at passing yards, that Kyle Shermer has half of a yard more passing than Ertz does.
Yeah.
So the passing game is neck and neck. But I think that the difference in this game is going to be the quality of the secondary. And I'm not saying anything negative about Kansas State's guys, but like I mentioned earlier, they're a little bit shorter. We have pretty tall wide receivers out there, and I just think that that's going to give us a little bit more of an edge. And then on the flip side, our cornerbacks have high advantage on their wide receivers, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty positive that's how it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kansas State is going to have some success in their passing game, but I think that we'll have a little bit more.
Yeah, we talked about rushing offense, and Vanderbilt was 98th, and they were 39th. And looking at rushing defense, they are 88th, and Vanderbilt is 9th in rushing defense. So passing, they're pretty much even in 46 and 45, but pass efficiency defense, they're 21st, and Vanderbilt is 8th. So I think we got some.
That actually kind of reminds me. That's another thing that I think will affect the passing game. The pressure, right? I don't think that Ertz has had any pressure on him so far this season. If you look at their offensive line, it's primarily, I think it's 3 sophomores and 2 juniors, right? Like, they're not giant men. Like they're good sized offensive linemen, but it's not like they're going to be like immovable. But our defense is going to give them some things to mess with that offensive line, because Vanderbilt's base is a 3-4, but you also see Vanderbilt line up with 4-man fronts or 2-man fronts, and I think that's going to give Kansas State's offensive line fits, because I don't think that's something that they're necessarily used to. And if we get their blocking schemes mixed up, then I think that we're going to feast on the quarterback.
Yeah.
If we can get to the quarterback, it's going to change things immensely, especially when you consider that their second string quarterback is questionable for the game as well.
Yeah. Wow. Turnover margin, they're number 1, and Vanderbilt's number 16. So both of them are pretty strong in getting turnovers and limiting turnovers on their own. Passing efficiency, they're 6th, and Vanderbilt's 10th. So both of them are doing pretty well, and I think they're both strong teams, and it should be a great game overall. And I hope all the Vandy fans out there can come out and support the Doors and root them on the victory. I think there are going to be a lot of Kansas State fans there. They travel pretty well, kind of like SEC teams. They're out in the middle of nowhere, kind of away from the NFL. Well, they got Kansas City not too far away, but they're a very large state school with a lot of alumni, and they'll be showing up in force in Nashville. So let's get out and support the Doors.
I think they'll have around 8,000 fans.
Yeah.
I think they'll have a pretty good presence, but I don't think it's going to be as skewed as some people believe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Nate, so predictions on the game. What are you thinking?
What this game is really going to come down to, even with everything we've talked to, is just the turnovers, right? It's going to come down to like who can take advantage of the other one's lapses the most. And Kansas State kind of plays like that defensive style where they like kind of get you to relax and get you a little overly comfortable, and then they start hopping in front, like kind of like laying in wait and then jumping out to make a pick or whatever. And then Vanderbilt's turnover style for producing turnovers tends to be a little bit more aggressive, a little more of a hit them until they drop the ball, or just like, I think this is going to come down to a close game, but one turnover might be the difference, and I think Vanderbilt's going to have the edge in a 24-21 result.
Yes, for me, it's kind of a tough pick, but looking at the games that both teams have played, I think Vanderbilt's a little bit better on defense than they are, and probably about the same on offense, but maybe just a notch better. Being at home on Vanderbilt Stadium may have a little bit more of an advantage. I think Vandy wins like 20-13 or 21-13, something like that. They're not going to give up many points this year. Vandy's defense is just too quick and too well coached, and their schemes are hard for any offense to play for. They never do the same thing. They're always changing their formations and stuff, so that's hard for opposing offenses to be able to prepare for. Vanderbilt's one of the only teams that does that, where they switch around different formations and stuff to confuse the offense. So I think Vanderbilt by like a touchdown, maybe 9 points or something like that. All right, Nate, anything else on your mind before we close?
Not much, but I'll see everybody at the game and anchor down.
Anchored down. Hey, thanks for joining us, Vandy fans. This is Don Yates with VandyMania. Hope to see you on Saturday at Vanderbilt Stadium, being loud and thunderous when the Commodores hit the field. Have a good one. Anchor down.
Thank you for listening to the VandyMania podcast. Find VandyMania on the web at VandyMania.com. Follow us on Twitter at VandyMania.com, and find VandyMania on Facebook at Facebook.com/VandyMania.com. Anchor down.